Hello, hello. Good morning. This is Desiree East, your transformational coach disguised as an artist. And welcome to today's live stream. I'm not sure. It looks like this is my camera showing in reverse. Um, hmm, hmm, hmm. How do I change that? I'm not sure how I can change that since I just started the live stream. Um, well, there's a chance that I might be painting in reverse. I'm not sure. So when I look down on my desk here, my spiral is on my left side, my left, and this part's I'm writing with my right hand. So I'm not sure what you're gonna see. I mean, from what I see right here on the screen, it looks like it's reversed. I'm not sure how to fix that. So anyhow, I hope that either way, um, this will work for you. You'll get the gist of it at least, right? So, but let me check my settings before I start, just in case. See if I can switch that around. I don't see any. Let's see here. Edit. Interesting. Let's see if. Okay, I don't see any settings. I'm just looking at my YouTube settings to see if anything is on here that I can change, but I don't see any settings for my camera per se, except that I get to choose this camera that I'm using. That's the overhead camera, the bird's eye view. So let me just double check. Recording, comments. If you want to make any comments, if you're joining me on my live stream, please subscribe to my channel, and that will allow you to make comments in the chat area. All right, well, I guess I don't have any other options for my camera. I don't see any. Oh well, we'll just go with the flow. That's what this is all about anyways. So if I confuse you anyway, my apologies. But anyways, welcome to Finding Your Sacred Symbols. And today we're going to connect with our sacred symbol for 2022. And the way that you find your sacred symbol, there's different ways that you can find your sacred symbol. And honestly, the best way is to let it find you. So one way is to look for signs and synchronicities when you're out and about your day. Maybe you might see some symbols that keep speaking to you, or maybe an animal that you keep seeing, or something like maybe even a plant or a symbol like a triangle or a circle, something as simple as that. So look for signs and synchronicities when you're out and about, and see if anything keeps popping up in your world. That's one way to look for your sacred symbol. Another way is to pull cards. So if you have, I have here a spirit guide, messages from your animal spirit guides. And this is a lovely deck from Stephen Farmer. And you could just pull some cards or pull a card from a deck. There's many different animal totem decks out there. And you can just ask for some guidance from your guides. Just follow your intuition. Maybe ask a question about what you'd like to bring into the year and pull a card. And there you have it, the Wolverine. Oh, yes, it is backwards. I see it's backwards on my camera. I guess we'll see what the recording is like. But we don't have to worry about words today, because today we're speaking in the language of visuals. So we weren't worried too much about what things say. So that's another way of looking or connecting with a sacred symbol. So this is, again, this is called Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides from Stephen Farmer. Here's another wonderful book that I like to keep in my library. It's Hunab Ku, 77 Sacred Symbols for Balancing Body and Spirit. And these are all ancient sacred symbols throughout our lifetime, throughout different civilizations throughout the world. It's a beautiful book, and it's also categorized by the chakras. So if there's any chakra or anything specific part of your body that needs energetic healing, you can even look for a sacred symbol by corresponding with the chakras that need attention. Okay, so that's another way. So pull a card, maybe look for a book that has sacred symbols like this book, Hunabku. Um, Another way is to kind of think about what you want to embody. So your feelings and emotions, maybe even characteristics, something of that nature, uh, things that you want to embody for the year that have to do with your goals, the emotions attached to that. And you can look up the symbolism that way. So kind of reverse engineer it. So say, for example, you want courage. You want to be courageous this year. Maybe and the symbol for that would be a tiger or a lion or something like that. And then you can look up that symbol or animal online, just Google it. One really great website is called whatsyoursign.com, and they've got astrology signs that you can connect to, animal totems, nature symbols, good luck symbols, love symbols, many, many, many things that you can connect with and kind of find um, what you're wanting to feel this year, that emotion or characteristic that you want to embody. And that's something that you can paint. And it could be energetic and abstract. It doesn't have to be anything um, specific, really, as far as like, a specific drawing or painting. So keep that in mind too. You don't have to be uh, a professional artist or have any formal art training to work with this. And another way is to maybe even do a creative warm up. So that's why I have this sketchbook here. I have a blank page. Before you start painting, you can just kind of do some doodling. So, like if you just start doodling something, just start doing squiggly lines or whatever's calling to you. Just slowly get into a creative space. So right now I'm kind of nervous because this is my first live stream I've done in months. And so I'm just going to get that nervous energy out right now. Ugh. Squiggly, squiggly, squiggly. So this is not only is the creative warm up a great way to get your nerves out, but once you start doodling, you'll start seeing a certain pattern that comes out. So this pattern might be something that you are interested in or feeling. It'll come to you. It might be hearts or sunshine or rainbows. Who knows? Just start doodling. There's no plan, or even it doesn't even have to make sense. I'm just getting my nerves out here. One thing that I like to draw when I doodle is circles. It's kind of hard for me to talk and do this at the same time, especially since I'm just starting. But I just want to demonstrate and remind you that once you start a creative warm up or doodling exercise, all of your worries will start to melt away and you'll start getting into this creative zone. So this is something I highly recommend for you, not only to get the nerves out just on for whatever reason, but before you start any artwork, maybe before you go into a meeting, or I'm a mom, so any parents that are out there, parenting is, takes a lot on you. So maybe this might be a really great way to kind of take a breather and meditate and take some time for yourself and just kind of get your mind and mental state back into a really nice, peaceful, present place. Okay, so if you don't have a sacred symbol calling out to you, just doodle, see what comes up. Maybe you'll think of something. Give yourself about 15 minutes or so to do this. And you might even see a pattern. So, like, for example, I'm the type of person who likes to draw circles. That's one really strong symbol that I'm attracted to. And circles, a circle can mean unity or completion, coming around full circle. That could be a symbol in itself. Okay, so that's another way. So just go with the flow, see what comes up, um, and it'll find you. So here's some personal examples that I've had in the past of how I've come up with my personal symbols. I have some paintings here. Um, this one is Saturn. It's the symbol of Saturn. And Saturn represents change and nearing death, but also coming to new. So it's that transition, that spot that in time where transformation happens, where you let go of something and something new is beginning. So that's what the symbol meant for me. So this is Saturn, and I painted this in 2012. So exactly 10 years ago. This is a decade old painting representing um, change and recycling old to new. Okay, so that's Saturn. That's an example of a sacred symbol. Um, this one here, I don't know if you can see it because my camera's flat. Okay, here we go. It's a painting of, sorry. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, here we go. A bird. And this came from my dream state, actually. And this is representation of freedom. So I had this dream. It's a pretty funny story. I had a dream one night that I had this exotic bird and it was purple and bright purple leaves with white tips were falling and like floating to the ground, and it was this beautiful, beautiful exotic purple bird. I've never seen it before. Of course, in dreams, everything's exaggerated and I dream in Technicolor, believe it or not. Some of my dreams are so vivid and colorful, and so that's what I saw, and I started painting this vision. Soon after that dream, I have some layers under here. There's some feathers floating, and this purple bird. There's some golden birds right here as well, and so I connected with coaching client that I was working with. And believe it or not, I told her about this painting, and she said that around the same time of span that we were working with each other, she had connected with a friend in Southeast Asia. I forget which country it was, but she was Buddhist, and she did this thing where she volunteered to rescue exotic birds from the underground black market of exotic animals. So in Southeast Asia, if you don't, if you're not aware, there's this whole underground black market of exotic animals that get bought and sold, and they're in cages, and um, so this Buddhist woman had recently rescued and released cages upon cages of exotic birds. And so um, I was sent the video, and my jaw dropped to the ground. I was like, "What? This is exactly like my dream." So, anyways, synchronicities. Again, I mentioned that earlier. When you look for your sacred symbol, look for signs and synchronicities. And this definitely is a beautiful story of synchronicity of my dream time, and then connecting with somebody that I knew in the coaching world, and her story of the Buddhist woman who freed exotic birds. Amazing. So look for those signs in real life. And then this here is another symbol of an elephant. Elephants are symbolic of maternal energy. And I painted. This is my fourth elephant painting, I believe. Maybe I don't know. I at least painted. I know for sure I have 3 to 4 in the house, and I painted different phases throughout my pregnancy. So I painted uh, an elephant painting while I was pregnant, and then when I was postpartum, when Kira, my now 6-year-old daughter, when she was an infant, and then I think another. Oh yeah, and then another one that represented strength. So elephants are a beautiful symbolic creature, animal totem, animal spirit, if you will, to connect with if you're feeling that maternal energy or even that bonding energy. Um, yes, so elephants, strength. And another painting that I like to share, one last one, is this painting of my dear family. Let's see. It's kind of hard to show on this camera, but basically, I painted this painting um, after my daughter's very first hike. We went up to Ojai in Ojai, California, and Matilla Canyon, and we were hiking. It was her first hike. She's barely learning how to walk, and Brendan and I, my husband and I, connecting to nature is extremely important to us. That's where we get our inspiration. And so on the way back home, we saw 3 deer on the side of the road. And so I'm like, all right, that's it. That's my animal sign for this year. And so I decided to paint a family of deer. This represents us, my husband, myself, and my baby. Not a baby anymore, but this represents our love for each other and our bonding with each other and our love for nature. And I connected to the deer that year. So that's another example that I hope inspires you. So this year, today, when I share my process, I'm going to connect with the octopus. Oh, yes, I don't have that painting in here. It's in the other room, but I have another painting that I've connected with in the past year. I forget what year it was, but it was the octopus. I think actually it was deep in postpartum. So I was in taking care of my baby, and I needed some healing, some healing time for myself, and I decided to connect with the octopus that year. And so I'm going to do that again because I'm feeling like, well, for one, funny story. Again, I was looking for signs and synchronicities, and within the last few weeks, I kept seeing the octopus. And I saw it. It came across our Netflix feed. There's a documentary called My Teacher the Octopus, or My Octopus Teacher. And then I saw a picture of an octopus somewhere. And then I was online and this article popped up about female octopus and how they lay thousands and thousands of eggs. And it was close up, this beautiful close up of the eggs. And it just looked like just flowy and just beautiful. And I said, there's that octopus again. And then, like the next week, a video popped up of an octopus scurrying across the sand. And I was cracking up and I showed my daughter that and look at this octopus. It's like trying to get back to the water. They're such amazing creatures. So I'm like, all right, the octopus is calling to me and I need it. I think that's appropriate for me because I've been wanting to get back into creating art and I've been on a healing journey of sorts. So I'm ready to get back into it. I'm here now. So I kind of took the last year off. Okay, so supplies. If you have your paints, get your paints and whatever substrate you want to paint on. Today I'm using this wood panel that I started last year. It's already gessoed and primed. I started some marks on here. Excuse me. But I just I left it aside and forgot about it, and I haven't come back to it since. So this is gonna be my substrate for today. If you don't have anything fancy today, just open up a sketchbook and do some art journaling. That's what I would suggest. I've got stencils, a variety of stencils that I thought would be fun to use today. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, but we'll see. And I've grabbed some scratchbook paper. I think I might do some mixed media today. So let's get started. I want you to start by approaching your artwork. I invite you. I don't want you. I invite you to start as if you're doing a creative warm-ups, kind of like what I did here, but with your paints. Okay, so just let go of any worries or expectations that you have about what you're going to try today, and just start laying things down. So I'm going to start. I have this beautiful aqua here, and I think I might start laying down some paper. I'm not sure what. Let's just go with it. So I'm going to grab some medium. I'm going to grab some acrylic medium here to lay that down. This is matte medium. Some of this. Okay. So if you have paint, you can just start painting your painting. And excuse me for 1 second. I'm going to grab my, well, you know what? I'll do it in a minute. I'm going to, there we go. Grab my paintbrush and start tying up some pieces of paper here. I really love this white speckled edge. So you can paint or draw, whatever you want. Just start doing something. You don't have to think about the end product at this point. Just start creating, start getting messy. This is not a drawing class or anything like that, so you don't have to, do anything perfect. I'm just going to start laying some paper down. And I'm using acrylic medium. Let's see. Acrylic medium is basically like kind of like glue, but also can use it to make things flow. How do you want that? I don't know. So if you have, I don't have any music on, but I invite you to create your sacred space, light a candle, put some music on, grab your favorite drink. I have some green tea with me. And I ran out of this candle that my nanny got for me last year. I finally burnt all of it out. It smells so good. I can still smell it. Can you smell that through the screen? I forget the name of the company. I think it's a local girl who makes these candles. Oh, it smells so good. I'm just going to put it right here, even though I can't light It's all gone. I have a couple new candles I got for Christmas, so maybe I'll break those out this week. Didn't think of bringing them here with me today. That's all right. Where do I want that? Okay, flames down. Let's see. I'm not really, I kind of think about the design principles as I go along, but not really, because this isn't the final layer. And, but the designer in me wants to space things in a spatial way that makes sense to my brain. It's kind of funny how my brain works. Okay, so should I do, I really like this color. I was thinking of even cutting out some flowers. I love these flowers. They're so pretty. Oh, did I grab my scissors? I do have a pair of scissors here. There they are. Let's see. All right. I just love the texture of these flower design. So I don't know if I'm gonna cut it out exactly, because I could always come back and paint around these edges or outline around these edges with something else. So pretty. Let's see. I like tearing things. It makes it look more natural. I might leave that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So my studio is built behind our house, and so it doesn't have central heating, and it's not connected to our house, in other words. And so every time I come in here, it's like an ice box. It's freezing, freezing, freezing. And I'm surviving though. It's not too cold. Here I am complaining, living in sunny California. I'll stop complaining now. I'm very grateful for the sunshine that we have. Us Californians are so spoiled, aren't we? So, anyways, I'm super grateful. Not to say I'm not grateful, but it's cold. So got my technically second layer down because I already have a layer of paint from before. Smooth it out. A little bubble. Let's see. Do I have? I've got these great little texture makers. They're like little credit cards with textures on the edge, textured edges. I use that for painting, but I think there's a little bubble under this paper. I'm just going to smooth it out with this smooth edge here, like a credit card. Smooth it out. Let's see if we can let that bubble work its way out. There we go. Just kind of flatten it up. Gone. Be gone, bubble. All right. What next? I think I might lay down some a little bit of white. Maybe, yeah. So as I get more quiet, I'm getting more into the creative mode here. And this is so healing. So last year was kind of a doozy for me. I'm not sure if you follow me on Instagram or not, but I kind of took a break from all social media actually. I took my all my apps off of my phone and decided to take a break from social media. It was just too much. And I've been having some health issues, and I won't go into any detail, but when you're working on your health, it's a full-time job. It really is. And I needed to not only, work on healing myself, but also protect my energy. And I noticed that every time I went on social media, my mind was basically hijacked and I felt like crap and I felt triggered and reactive to everything. And I just decided I don't want to live like that anymore. And I decided that that was a big contribution to my health problems is my emotional reactions to what was going on social media. And so I decided to stop, take a break. This is back in October, right before my husband and I celebrated our 20th anniversary. And so I thought, it'd be a really great gift for not only myself, but both my me and my husband is to not be have my nose buried in my phone all the time and getting angry and upset and sad and reactive and complaining and this and that. This happened. This person said that. It's just not healthy. It's not healthy. And so, um, yeah, I said, you know what? I'm going to take all my social media apps off my phone, take a break. And so take a little break. So like one weekend turned into a week, 1 week turned into 2 weeks, 2 weeks turned into a month. A month went by. I'm like, I like this, and it felt like I went back in time. Like back when You just before cell phones were even invented. Remember back in the day? Yeah, I just felt wonderful. And so it just felt great. And so I decided, okay, November, Thanksgiving's coming up, and I decided to take a break. And December, holidays, and I just did it. I did it, and now here we are in the new year, and I'm feeling great, renewed, and excited to start the new year, and I feel a lot better. It's really, I think it's essential for your mental health to take a break from all the crap that's going on in the world. And sometimes that means getting away from other people's opinions and what the news is feeding you. So, yeah, that's my story. And now we're here. And I don't know if you noticed, I haven't done any lives, YouTube live streaming or anything because of that. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna let this gesso dry for a couple of minutes. I added some here around the flowers so I can kind of block this part out where I cut and then start painting over that. With what? I don't know. I feel like I'm going for like a pastel type of color today. Pastel tones. Let's try some yellow. I'm not sure when my octopus is going to come in. Oh, I think I might try some stencils after this. Those are always fun. Anyways, I hope that you have found some peaceful moments during the last year and the year before that. I know it's been really hard for a lot of people. And my biggest wish is that everybody gets along and, they express themselves from a place of love. That's all I wish for. That's all I wish for you and me and the world, everybody. Expressing your place from a place of love. And by the way, I have one of my friends, colleagues, artist friends, is just, she's all about that. She's all about that. And if you go, I think she's at istandforlove.com. I think that's the website, istandforlove.com. It's all about coming from a place of love. And she just wrote a book. I don't have a copy of the book with me. But I just wanted to grab this. She also created the Mystics Oracle deck. Sarah Love McCoy and Lindsay Para made the Mystics Oracle deck. But I just want to show you her name. Oh yeah, we're backwards today, huh? The word or letters. But Sarah Love McCoy. I stand for love. Check her out. She's got this beautiful, beautiful calendars that she makes every year, and every day there's a message of love. Okay, can you see that? I think the lighting from the sunshine is kind of blocking that. So that's what I've got so far. Okay. I might play with some stencils now. Let's see what we got here. What am I feeling like today? That. I love this stencil. Maybe we'll do that as the top layer. Letters. Oh yeah, maybe we could do some letters, stars. That looks like an octopus almost, doesn't it? But I think I might want to go more flowy. I think I may have used this for my other octopus painting. Maybe I'll repeat the pattern on this one. That would be cool. It could be a little set. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a set. We'll see. I don't want to put that pressure on myself. You know what I need to do is an octopus and mama painting. I have a whale mama and baby painting and an elephant mama and baby painting. It'd be really cute if I did a octopus and mama painting. Not cute, but you know. Okay, let me start with these words. I'll start with that. All right. Maybe I'll do purple. Do I want to do purple? Do I want to do purple or violet? Maybe a light violet. I got my stuff. Let's see what we got here. Maybe even, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So I'm going to mix a little bit of this purple, white. I'm just mixing my paints over here on the side on my palette. There we go. And let me get a stencil brush. And the trick to this, to using stencils that have like a fine writing where it doesn't get blotty, is you want to dab your paint. I'll show you. Can you see that? Okay, so I have white and purple together right here, and you don't want to dab it in the center of the blob. You want to go to along the edges right here and dab along the edges. You only want a little bit. You don't want too much. And just get a little bit of paint. I'm blending it as I go, the purple and the white. And you just want to blend it as you dab. Just a little bit. You see that? I barely have any paint on my stencil brush. Because you don't want it to get blobby underneath the letters. So just get just a little bit, and you can always come back for more. Just load it up on the very edge of the bristles. You don't need to like get deep down in there or anything like that. Okay, so that's what I'll be doing on the side here. Just dabbing along, and I'm going to line it up here. Get in there, and it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to paint other layers over this anyways. so you don't have to get every single letter by any means. But mostly the reason why you're doing this is because you're laying down intentions. Okay, that's what this sacred symbol and intuitive painting is all about, is laying down intentions for yourself, for your painting. You're infusing it with love and intention. And I'll read this to you after I'm done stenciling this. It's a really beautiful message about art and creating art. So just, you don't have to get every little spot, but you can get most of it, because you can go over with the same stencil, like either right next to it or over it, all nice and messy. The messier the better. So let me read this to you. Let's read what it says. I'm going to lift this up, and you can see the beautiful words. And the words say, let me get a piece of paper here so you can read it out loud. Okay. And you can't see it if it's reversed, but I'll read it to you. It says, art is just another way of expressing our innermost thoughts onto concrete media, where form and foundation come together in beauty and color and shape. We put our feelings and experiences onto paper, canvas, surfaces of all kinds, allowing ourselves to release and surrender to this all-encompassing force. This need to register what was today, what might be tomorrow, and what was yesterday and the day before that. That's what it says, if you're wondering. Beautiful, beautiful message. Okay, so I'm going to go right next to it like this. And it's going to go over that a little bit, but that's okay. You know, this piece of art isn't to read. It's more of, like I said, setting intentions and getting that feeling that of writing on here. And I might just only do this half. I might cross over a little bit right there. And then I might come down here and do the same. And if you don't have a stencil that has, you know, beautiful wording or anything like that, you can always cut out words from a book and lay them down on your canvas. And I do that sometimes as well. I might go up here and add some. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Isn't that nice? What a beautiful layer. I'm just wiping off my stencil here so that the paint doesn't get caked on there. Okay, and so what I was saying before is maybe you could, if you don't have a stencil with words and you want to use words, you can take an old book. Here's one of my old favorites. And cut the words out or tear the words out and then apply them onto your canvas. This is another art journal. I made this book cover. Isn't that fun? I have a YouTube video on it if you want to check my YouTube channel. I think it's up there. I'm pretty sure. How to make a cover for a book journal. Anyhow, okay, so what's next? I think I might lay down some of this. Do I want to do stencil over stencil? You know what? I think right now I think I want to kind of work on maybe the a conceptual of what my octopus might look like. And originally, I should have thought of this before. I thought of an image that was portrait, so going this way, like that, with an octopus, with the octopus legs kind of going that way. But since I already started this way, I think I might just stick to this plan here. And maybe I'll have the octopus head up here and the legs flowing down right here. I'm just kind of imagining what it might look like in my mind, kind of shooting off that way. Yeah. Head, legs. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. I think I want to. Oh yeah, I've got my charcoal. Let's see. Do I want to use charcoal or graphite? Charcoal tends to smear a little bit, but maybe I could use a hard. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just use a little bit of charcoal. Oh, and maybe later we could work with some pastels, water soluble pastels, not oil pastels, not chalk pastels, but water soluble pastels. There's a difference. Okay, let's just see what comes up. So I'm just gonna go with the flow here, and if my charcoal kind of blends in with the paint, maybe I'll do like a gray octopus. Actually, I saw an octopus that was grayish with like this really bright turquoise, my favorite color, aqua turquoise. Suckers. So maybe we'll do something like that. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to play around here. Not attached to the outcome. I know the head's going to go here. And this is kind of a small scale for me to work at. I'm so used to working bigger. And bigger is actually easier, believe it or not. Let's see. How do I want this to go? I'm just going to go with the flow here. It's still kind of wet. It's okay. I'm in concentration mode. I might not be able to show all 8 legs, but that's all right. I'm just kind of going with the flow of my energy. Going with the flow of my energy. I'm not using any reference, but if you would like to say that your secret or your sacred symbol is an owl or something like that, go ahead and Google owl simple drawings or outline drawings or something like that, and or even if you can get a picture of a real owl, just go ahead and do that and use that image as a reference. You're not copying it, of course. You don't want to infringe on any copyright laws or anything, but you can use any image as a reference if you want to. That is your creation that you're going to make, and that way you can get the form and shape and get an idea of what you're going to paint. So this one leg, this might be another leg. Maybe I'll go down here. So, um, as you know, or may not know, if you're new to my channel, my husband and I are avid surfers, so we are always at the beach checking the surf, and we're very connected to the tides, the high tides, the low tides, the phases of the moon. Very connected with the ocean and Mother Earth in that way. And one thing, we don't do it all the time because we like to leave the creatures where they're at, but at minus tide, we have some really wonderful tide pools here where we live, in the county. And so sometimes we'll go tide pooling and we'll carefully lift up rocks or anywhere that we think an octopus might be hiding, very carefully, very gently, because we don't want to disturb their habitat. And so far, we as a family have never found an octopus. We've had other people show us octopus that they have found, but we haven't. But it's really fun. It's a really fun adventure, like treasure hunt of sorts that my daughter really enjoys. But those things are strong. I remember one time in high school, one of my friends found an octopus under a rock and it wrapped around his arm, and yeah, it had a really good grip. It was pretty funny. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's kind of, ew, I don't know about that one. I like the flow of this one and that one. Maybe this one can, might. Sometimes I start thinking too hard about it, but I don't need to. And so since we're, an octopus, obviously we know that an octopus has 4 legs. I mean, sorry, I don't even 4. Sorry. Obviously, we know that octopus have 8 legs, but you don't always have to show the correct anatomy on your artwork as long as you show a suggestion of where, for example, another leg might be, like maybe one creeping up behind here, behind their head. So I might do that. Actually, you know what? I want one maybe wrapping up. That'll work like this. Going this way. That flow is kind of getting cut off. This was kind of getting cut off, and I didn't really like how that was looking. How it was feeling. Okay. So I might have one going this way. There we go. The paper's coming out. That's okay. I am using a hard charcoal. Let me switch to something more soft. So this might come in front of it. So 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. I might just show 5 legs. Okay, so let's start with that. So I'm going to do the outline. And remember, everything's layer upon layer upon layer. So I'm going to do, I did a rough outline here with the charcoal, and then I'm going to do another rough outline with paint. And then keep in mind that you could paint over mistakes or paint over whatever progress that you have already set down. Okay, it's not set until you do your final layer. And that's the beauty of acrylic paints. So if you decided to work with acrylic paints today, is that you can layer over different layers. All right, so breathe. So I'm gonna do is grab my that was the thing. Squish it out there. I'm going to create an outline. This little cyan green. And I'm starting darker. I'm purposely starting, you could do whatever you want, but I'm going to start with a darker color because that's going to be in the background instead of the foreground. And usually when you want something to recede in the back toward the back, in the background you use darker colors. And so I'm going to start with that and then work my way up with lighter colors. So I'm just creating an outline here. And here's the body. Here's, let's see. One leg. Now, do I want that to go like that, or do I want to go around the back? Again, I'm not used to doing small scale with this because I could add as much detail as I want, but it's almost more challenging to do smaller details than it is to like draw or paint on a bigger substrate. Okay, so I'm trying my best here. And this, I decided it's gonna go down here. And that's gonna have to tuck behind because you want to kind of keep it proportionate too. So I'm going to pretend like this leg is going behind the octopus. So I'll keep that in mind when I do the outline. I'm kind of planning in my head where the outline is going to be of the octopus as I do paint this out. Okay. And then let's see, which one do I want to do next? I'll go, so I have this one in the foreground that I'm keeping in mind. It's kind of coming out from underneath. So I'm gonna go to this one, this leg here. I'm gonna like kind of jump over or jump behind that leg. Tentacle, I should say. So I'm in full concentration mode here as I try to get the form and the shape all set up. Looking really swirly. Swirly octopus. So did you know that octopi, an octopus has 9 brains? So they have their central brain, right? Their main brain. And at the base of each tentacle, they have little mini brains. Crazy. Which makes sense though, because octopus are known to be highly intelligent creatures. And so that makes a lot of sense. And they're able to maneuver the way they do with their legs because of that. So I'll do this leg next. Let's see. I kind of want to show the body right here. It's kind of tricky to try and fit 8 legs or tentacles on this painting because it's a small space to work with. And I already made the octopus kind of big, if that makes any sense. Okay, anyways. There's that leg, and that's what's beautiful about abstract art is you can paint things in an abstract way. So this leg is going this way, and I'm going to maybe add a little white to that, just a little bit to make it a little bit of a lighter color so that when I cross over the body, I could see the definition of where it's going. And I might even, okay, first let's do this and I'll figure out where it's connected to the body afterwards. So I added a little bit of white with what I was working with. And I'm gonna go up and over. And maybe even through. There you go. And this might even, I might even connect to the body. Underneath that. Should I do that underneath? I don't know. Decisions. How's that? Maybe from that fold. They're kind of crossing over each other or intertwining, intertwining with each other. It's funny because when my daughter and I cuddle, um, she likes to cuddle her legs in between my legs, and so we call it octopus cuddle. Octopus cuddle. Okay, so there's that. All right, so here's the what I have for. I might even go over that part. An initial concept outline, conceptual outline of what my octopus might look like. It's kind of funky, and I'm gonna refine it as I go. Make the head a little heavier there. The eye likes to see weight go down. I mean, I guess technically an octopus could be floating in the water, but just for now, I'm gonna lay his head or her head going that way. Okay, so that's the start of my sacred symbol. And I'm going to continue doing layers upon layers. I might add another tentacle or two. I don't know if I could try squeeze in 8 tentacles or not, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to continue working on layers. And I might even come back and do some more stenciling on top of this. If I make any mistakes, I could paint over with gesso, with some matte gesso or some matte white paint, and then paint over that. So I'm going to continue on, and with my symbol here, I chose the octopus because it's a water element. I'm very connected to the water element. Even though I'm a fire sign, I'm Leo, fire sign, the water element really grounds me. And the octopus is also a symbol of the sacred feminine. And it's known for its insight and its inventiveness, figuring things out. And with the water element, the water element's very cleansing, which is what I need. I'm like craving that. I've been really working on that with my health issues. So cleansing. I'm going on the detox and eating clean food and movement. Okay, lots of movement. And so for me and my health, this is really, connecting back to me, not just about the painting, but I'm gonna get back into surfing again. I started getting back into it last year, checking the surf at least once a week. I want to get back into it more and going to dance class. I started going to dance classes again. I'm just, that movement and being adaptable and flexible. And that's another thing, being a mother and I'm at home full time with my little one and homeschooling, and so I have to kind of like roll with the punches and be always shifting and moving and work with whatever's in motion. I can do all this planning, all this lesson planning and planning for my business, and sometimes I'm dealing with meltdowns all day, and that's okay. And so I just have to work with whatever I have on hand and go with that. So, that's, one thing that I wanna embody is just to be flexible and be okay with things changing and, have a sense of renewal and regenerate whatever's lost. So, as you may or may not know, octopus, like if they get one of their tentacles cut off, it automatically regrows a new tentacle. So I think a lot of the last 2 years have been a lot has been taken from us as far as, being in lockdown and not being able to go anywhere. Our kids can't go to regular school. Maybe something happened at work where you can't work at work anymore and you have to work at home. And so for me, a lot of this year is going to be about being able to regenerate that energy in a different way and embodying that sense of renewal and working with what you have and regenerating and like just growing that new tentacles of sorts and also going back to the intellectual ability of an octopus having 9 brains of being a master of your mind, of your cognitive skills, and coming up with solutions, new solutions that help you get through these times. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm coming from, and just using that intuitive flowy energy of the octopus. And also, I mentioned that I can't see all 8 legs, but 8 legs also represents infinity. So connecting to the infinite possibilities that are there. You can't see them. You can't all see what's possible. It's all hidden, tucked in behind a rock or behind here. But 8 represents infinity. And so it's a reminder that to me, what the octopus symbolizes is that there's infinite possibilities and infinite solutions to problems that you might have. So that's that. And I'm going to continue painting on my own. I'm going to put some music on and light a candle and take a little break. I need to um, nourish my body. I have to keep reminding myself about that. That's my number one thing I need to focus on this year is nourishing my body. And so that means not overworking. And so I will leave you with that and I will continue recording what I am doing and I'll have a time-lapse video for you. Okay? That way you can see it from start to finish. And so I invite you to also finish your art project, whatever that you decided your sacred symbol is for this year. Please share it with me. If you have any way of connecting with me, you can email me at hello@desireeeast.com to share your beautiful artwork. Or I did go back on Instagram yesterday. I'm doing it my way though. Instead of it controlling me, I'm gonna find ways to go on there um, uh, without getting addicted to it and getting emotional and reactive to it. So anyways, I am back on Instagram again, and you can find me at artist.desiree.east, and you can tag me with your sacred symbol if you like to do it that way. What else? Also, if you want to join me again in any painting workshops, I'm thinking of having some uh, creative retreats this year online. So I'll keep you posted with that. Just go to my email and sign up for updates. And what else? Oh yes, if you're interested in any like teaching or learning about creativity coaching or anything like that, I am going to be a guide for Whitney Freya's Creatively Fit coaching certification program. So check that out. I have information on my website at desireeeast.com about the certification. If you're interested, check that out. Let me know if you're interested, and I would be happy to be your guide. Um, what else do I need to, what other announcements do I need to make? That is it. That is it. I'm going to continue painting, get a little snack. Thank you for joining me today. And again, let me know what your sacred symbol is. You can even post it in the comments below if you've come on after the replay. And I just want to thank you for being here and witnessing my journey, my octopus journey. And I wish you the very best for 2022. Much love. Bye.